With there being incidents reported where patients who leave treatment centres testing COVID positive once more after a few days, Deputy Director General of Education, Training and Research at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Hemant Herath, today sought to clear up the matter.
This can happen when a person is detected to have COVID-19 through PCR that indicates that the samples obtained from the particular person contains genetic material of the virus. So we label them as COVID positive, and those who are symptomatic will be treated at the respective hospitals, and those who are not symptomatic will be treated at intermediate care centers, and they will be released without doing any PCRs after 10 days, and they will be asked to stay at home for another 4 days as a safety measure. And the basis for such guideline is that once a person is detected to have COVID-19 virus, after 5-6 days later, the virus level will go down, especially if the person is asymptomatic. That means his general immunity level is good, and therefore it is very unlikely that this person will be spreading the disease anymore. And after 10 or 15 days, there will be no live viruses in the bodies of such people. However, if you do a PCR later, the PCR can become positive because of the presence of dead virus or viral material or genetic material within the body or within the samples that we are taking. So finally, all the measures that we need to take for a COVID positive patient will need to be applied to a person of this nature who is not a COVID positive patient. So therefore, we would like to request, especially the employers, not to insist on this pre-duty reporting PCR, which is sometimes they have been asking, because if you become positive after undergoing all the treatment and other measures that need to control the disease in respect of this person will have to be followed once again for these patients if they are not properly identified as previously infected person.
Meanwhile, the first dedicated COVID-19 treatment centre for members of the Buddhist clergy was unveiled in Kandy today. The facility comprises of 50 beds and a fully equipped intensive care unit. The necessary facilities for the Buddhist clergy will be provided by the Temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic in Kandy. In the meantime, the World Health Organization has introduced a new set of labels to identify the COVID variants identified at present, including the 4 variants of concern. The labeling system adopts the Greek alphabet to identify various strands. As per the new system, the UK variant B117 is labelled Alpha, the South African variant B1351 is Beta, the Brazilian variant P1 is Gamma, and the Indian variant B16172 is Delta. These labels, however, do not replace existing scientific names. The measure is taken to avoid discrimination by calling variants by the places of origin and to simplify public communications. During the course of yesterday, 2,912 infections were detected from the island. That includes 30 foreign arrivals as well as 2,882 infections detected from all the districts. Colombo confirmed the highest number, which is 490, while Gampaha and Kandy recorded 322 and 261 new cases respectively. In addition, 150 infections came from Batticaloa, 149 from Jaffna, 145 from Kurunegala, 126 from Matale, 124 from Anuradhapura and 111 from Trincomalee. The remaining 744 infections were confirmed across 15 other districts. In the meantime, the WHO chief called for an expeditious launch of global negotiations to agree on an international treaty on pandemic preparedness and response.
The one recommendation that I believe will do most to strengthen both WHO and global health security is the recommendation of a treaty on pandemic preparedness and response. That could also improve, as I said earlier, the relationship between member states and fosters cooperation. This is an idea whose time has come. We need a generational commitment that outlives budgetary cycles, election cycles, and media cycles, that creates an overarching framework for connecting the political, financial, and technical mechanisms needed for strengthening global health security.
The WHO Director General also highlighted the importance of sustainable financing to maintain its pandemic response.
Even in the midst of this pandemic, we face a serious challenge to maintain WHO's response to COVID-19 at its current level. We cannot pay people with praise, and WHO cannot grow stronger without sustainable financing.
In the meantime, the Director General of Health Services confirmed 43 COVID-19 related deaths yesterday. The Department of Government Information confirmed that 4 of them have occurred yesterday, while the remaining had occurred between the 20th and the 30th of May. COVID pneumonia was the cause of death in a majority of fatalities. Meanwhile, with the detection of 2,845 new COVID-19 infections during the day, the total number of active cases in the island is currently at 34,354. Sri Lanka also saw a significant number of recoveries today as well. 1,631 patients in total were confirmed to have recovered from the virus, taking the overall tally to 153,371.
Surf Excel නම් භාගයයි මාසයකට වඩා රෙදි සෝතයි.